Well, folks, it's finally happened. After months of speculation, we finally got our first look at the first Model 3 production candidate being driven around. And it came from none other than Elon Musk himself. The internet's been positively been blowing up today on this news. Now, I'll play the video and you can watch it. I'll link to it on his Twitter account. Now, I have to apologize on his behalf because it looks like it was taken with a potato. It's pretty bad quality. But based on close observation, we can see a few details on the car. Elon also confirmed some of that stuff as well. I'll talk about that in a second. So the first thing we notice about the vehicle, it definitely does have the Autopilot 2 hardware. We can see cameras in the side markers on the side of the car as well as the B-pillars. The center 15-inch screen seems to be intact. It's still in a horizontal format as well. Can't see much more than beyond that. Of course, with all the speculation about a HUD, there's certainly no indication of a HUD on this. Keep in mind, projectors for HUDs are located on the upper portion of the dash closer to a window, or the windshield, I should say. So still no confirmation of that. There were some discussions back and forth with Elon over some tweets as to whether there would still be a HUD. He hasn't officially denied it, but it appears that it's not going to happen. So it's not the end of the world. Another detail about the car, we've slowed down the video and had a very close look. Now keep in mind this is a black prototype, so we can't see a lot of details on it, but it does appear that the nose has indeed been tweaked, as Elon had said they were going to do last year. I've looked at the video very closely, and what I can see here on the front of the vehicle, it is more pointed than the prototype, which leads me to believe that they have indeed unified the front end of the vehicle to look like the Model X and the new facelifted Model S, you know, with that little mustache design with the embedded T Tesla logo. So obviously when we see more of these production candidates on the road, we'll have a clearer look at that to see what it is. But right now, indications show that that's what it looks like. The other detail, of course, if you look at the door handles, indeed the J handle, chrome handles from the silver prototype are indeed the final design on this car, so that's good. The wheels on the production candidate look very similar to the silver prototype wheels, although the wall on the wheels look a little thicker, so that leads me to believe that these might be 18-inch wheels on the car, and it doesn't have the center hubcap in the, covering the wheel lug nut, so that's probably an addition they will do later on. That is something that we noticed on the Model X prototypes that we saw driving around 2015, that the wheels didn't have, you know, nice covers on them and stuff. So I expect that to happen a little bit later. We at least know that it will come in black. That's a good sign. We don't know what other colors. My personal belief at this point is that we will see at least the same color palette as what's available in the Model S and the Model X. So white, black, silver, a blue, a red, and maybe a couple other colors, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. As I discussed in the last video about, you know, the fact that the windows in the back of the vehicles don't go all the way down, that indeed seems to be the case again. If you look very closely and slow it down, you'll see that the rear windows on the prototype, or this production candidate I should say, don't go all the way down. So that leads me to believe that that is indeed what's the case here with the final production cars. Not the end of the world. Then again, as I showed in the last video, a lot of cars are like that. Other small details, still the same mirrors as, say, a Model S. We don't know if they fold or not, but I expect that to happen as well. All in all, the exterior of the vehicle looks just like the silver prototype that they showed in March of last year. So all is looking well. This is kind of typical for Tesla when they show prototypes of the vehicles, that the exterior is pretty much 99% of what you're going to see in a production car, minus some small little tweaks. In this case, on the Model 3, it's mostly the nose type of design. Now, a few other little tidbits that Elon did give out. As a source had previously told me, and I referred it in a previous video, that simpler cars are going to be the first cars off the production line. So at this point, all-wheel drive will have to wait at least 6 to 9 months. Now, Elon did not confirm, despite repeated attempts of trying to find out whether that means from today or from when production starts. So expect the worst. 6 to 9 months after the initial production starts, we may be able to order cars with all-wheel drive. First versions of the vehicle will be rear-wheel drive only. Now, Elon also confirmed in the same tweet storm that we're looking at right-hand drive vehicles for the UK won't be produced until sometime in the summer of next year. So that basically confirms that UK will not see vehicles until at least mid-2018. One extra little tidbit that I was able to grab during the tweet storm is someone had asked Elon about the Model Y, and Elon said that they are definitely going to do a Model Y, but not for a few years. So those of you hoping for some kind of small CUV or SUV based on the Model 3 platform can put those hopes aside for at least a little while. It's not going to happen. Sorry, but that's just reality. They're super hyper-focused on getting this Model 3 out in production, so their resources for designing cars right now is rather limited right now. They have other projects going on, so it seems to be pushed off to the side. So now there was a little bit of discussion about the heads-up display. Elon has been quite coy about the whole head-up display situation. He's never really answered any kind of direct tweets about it, never denying, no, there will not be a HUD. But in the last little bit, he's been basically saying that this is a simpler car again. He's confirmed again that it has one screen, and there was some discussion as to where's the autopilot information going to be going, and he basically said, well, you don't look at the gauges on a taxi when you're in a car, so it doesn't really make sense to be doing that. Right now, that just leads me to believe that, at least for the initial version of the Model 3, if there's going to be a HUD, it won't happen in the first version of the car. They did say that they will have to wait for future iterations of the vehicles in order to add more features. Again, they don't want another Model X situation where adding features upon features upon features adds to delays of the vehicle. They just can't afford that. So, sorry, but it appears that that's just not going to happen. He also confirmed that Model S will get the latest technology, so it leads me to believe that if they're going to do a HUD, it's going to end up in a Model S or a Model X first. For various different reasons. They are technology leaders after all on those vehicles, as well as the higher cost of implementing that stuff. Usually has to start at the high end, just like anything else, and works its way down. So it's not the end of the world, but at least we still get a great car out of the deal. Well, that's the end of the video for today. I hope you like what I was able to bring to you. It seems the news on the Model 3 seems to be accelerating now that things are actually in motion. So it all portends well to more information coming soon. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to follow us on Model 3 Owners on Twitter, and check out our forum at model3ownersclub.com, because that's where all of the discussions about this are happening. And take a look at our Patreon page if you'd like to support the channel. It's model3ownersclub.com on patreon.com. And don't forget, we've got some really cool t-shirts to show off your Model 3 cred. So anyways, that's it for today, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.